Why did you didn't get AR1, brother?
I switched onto some other things which interest me a lot. Around 4 to 5 months into that particular thing where I left completely my gate preparation, and like leaving that preparation in between is disastrous thing to do.
Why I picked you is because you and me are having same kind of plan, because you
Right,
have
right.
started in October and I have started in June. That's it. There is nothing much different. If I look into your perspective, how did you tackle the things? It will be better for me, I think. That's
Yeah,
what I
definitely.
picked.
I'm like, I'll like, it would be pleasure for me to discuss about my plan strategy. But what I feel is that, see, I was having some different, like, I can say, priorities as well, because initially I started with gate. I was having really full attention to gate only. I completed that one, and that gave me an extra edge that okay, I have already finished this entire syllabus. It may take hardly 5 to 6 months again to revise. So what I did is that, like, I started practicing competitive programming as well in between. Like, in 2019 only, I started preparing for competitive programming. I did a lot of programming, and eventually, like, ideally, it should not be there because that depends on every individual's priorities. Because right now, it may be possible that if I am really good with my competitive programming, then I can definitely get into some of the good product-based companies interviews. So over there as well, there is a different perspective. But I would say, like, if your sole aim is to clear gate, then I would say just leave everything aside, because then only it will give you an extra advantage.
Is it mean that we need to prepare more and more after finishing all his videos also, brother?
Listen, that what you have to prepare additional thing, that would be clear once you will be appearing for test series. Okay, before that,
Okay.
because you see, test series is for not for your like evaluation. Test series is for what you have to study right now, because once you have studied everything, you have revised everything. Now what else do you want? How to fine tune everything? Once you have built a building or a model, now you have to fill the gaps. That gap filling would be helpful only if you have like any test series. So test series is for that only, like, because in test series you will be getting a whole test series for specific topic. Like, there would be topic based test, and then subject based test, then multi subject test, then there would be mock test or grand test. So in this way, it has been designed that there is not a single topic which would be left. Okay, so before getting into that loop where you would be appearing for test and then everything, I'll say try to complete course first thing. Secondly, practice number of questions as you can. Like if there are 50 or 100 number of questions you can solve for data structure or for recursion, just solve it. Don't, until unless your concepts are not completely or 100% clear, just don't leave that, because there is nothing called as 70% or 90%. Until unless you are not 100% assured that this concept is really clear with yourself, you may commit mistake by only 5% or 10% margin, and that would cost you not even positive in negative rank marks as well. So that is what I am trying to say, is that, like, once you have completed your whole entire syllabus, then try to revise it first, and then start solving as many number of questions as you can, and then come to appearing for tests. So this is what I will recommend. And then, like, after appearing for tests, then you would automatically understand which sort of topics I need to read from some other resources, because from there you will realize that okay, this is something which I am missing. Or what you can do is, after practicing all those things, you can start solving previous year papers as well. From
Okay,
previous year
brother.
paper,
What?
then
Okay, brother. Do you have any negative scores in your final exam, brother? How was the day on your exam? Can you tell anything about that?
see, gate exam was very, like, for me initially there was a lot of temptation, like 1 day or 2 day before, there would be a lot of thoughts which would be going through, like which was going through in my mind itself. So I started like in the last 1 week, I'll say what I felt that, because I was having very good habit of like handling the situation. So I used to like listen to some of the spiritual things, because spiritual thoughts and some great people, like thinking about some of the great people, because great people usually have humongous amount of difficulties in their life. So I used to think their lifestyle or their life, because I feel that if they can surpass the situation, then definitely I can. And I always like in that entire process, I felt that like this time is going to be past, so there is nothing to worry about this particular situation. There was lot of pressure in the last, like I can say 1 day or 2 day, but eventually like I felt that once you have practiced a lot now, so when you would be solving final paper, then you will be feeling like you are solving another test series paper only. Just for initial 5 to 10 minutes you may feel extra pressure, but after once those 4 to 5 minutes are over and you don't have any extra pressure of like I just completely give up the idea that I am going to score 100 marks or 90 marks or 80 marks, nothing like that. I didn't had any of the uh, prior like expectations from myself that I'm going to score this one. No, nothing like that. I felt that what I'll be solving every individual question according to that depends on the question merit only. So it is up to that only. Bas, that's it. And just be consistent, revise, and then prepare a proper notes and revise and like solve test series questions. That's it. And you may get negative marks as well. Like definitely, it is very much possible that you may get, because those guys who think a lot or who solve a lot of questions, sometimes they might get into negative marks as well. But see, in test series you will be having all resources opened at your place, but I'll recommend that be very truthful to yourself. Just be honest with your preparation, because if you would be even for one single question as well, if you are referring your notes while appearing for test, then this is going to hamper your final result. This is for sure. Just don't show it off to anyone that okay, your one of the friend wants to see you in top 10 rank in your test series. Suppose both of you have subscribed for the same test series and he want to see you in top 10, and for that only you are, suppose if you are cheating, then that's really blunderous thing which you can do. So don't get into such things, otherwise everything is okay. And
okay, brother. Can you give some reasons why many people in GATE they were failing? Even these pass percentage is also around 18 point something. Why these many people were unable to finish their cutoff? Is there
that
any some common points among them?
this very much essential point is that no one more than 95 more than 80% of the people, they just fill up the GATE form because they are eligible to appear for the GATE exam. That's it. None of them, like hardly once you would be appearing for GATE, and you can see that in the test series only, if you would be combining a whole test series, whatever is available throughout the across the classes, you can easily see that around 10,000 or hardly 15,000 people are appearing for test. And I definitely say that none of the serious GATE aspirant will leave appearing for test. So you can see that how much percentage of the people are really, like I can say, serious about the GATE preparation. So they are not at all serious, because any serious aspirant would definitely register for test series. And if guys are not appearing for test series or registering for test series, it means that they are not at all like serious about it. They just want to give it a try. And most of the people, they don't even know about the GATE. So
Okay,
like
brother.
they usually realize in fourth year only. So they feel
Okay,
that
brother.
just appear for this year, and then eventually from this performance we can see whether we have to take a drop or not, and then next year we can see.
Why did you didn't get AR1, brother? Is there any kind of things if you roll back your life past 2 years, and if you want to do anything different, what will you do?
Definitely, like I'll say, practicing a lot is the key, I would say, because I felt that few of the questions which I was able to solve like very within fraction of time, but because of lack of practice, some few of the topics which I skipped for like I didn't revise in a very well structured manner. I feel that that could be one of the reasons that I was not able to get like great rank. Like though like two of the questions which I made like silly mistakes. So
Okay, brother.
so there are various reasons. Like there were like few of the questions which I like few of the mistakes which you can't like. It may be it is completely up to your nerves and what happens at that particular point of time. Because I have read one of my friend who was one of my like colleague who also wrote one of the Quora blogs. So he was like he got in I think top 20 or top 50 maybe, and he was stating that he was shivering when he was appearing for final gate exam. So it is completely up to like your nerves, how well you can like maintain your nerves at that particular point of time. So that is completely up to see when once you have appeared for exam, now there would be lot of points where you can improve upon. Primary thing is that just don't watch over and over and over again video, because that may not help in like greater way. Instead of that, practice. And secondly, like I switched onto some other things which interest me a lot, like competitive programming and other things, because I felt that I may be able to give even better chance over there. So that is why I did like spent a lot of time, like around 4 to 5 months into that particular thing, where I left completely my gate preparation. And like leaving that preparation in between is disastrous thing to do, I would say. Because once you have one aim to get into to appear for gate, just leave everything. Otherwise, just make sure that your gate preparation is not getting hampered. You are always in touch with your gate subjects. That's really very essential.
Okay, brother.
Even if you are appearing for your final tests as well, even if you are appearing for your semester exams, in that time as well, just make sure that you are revising few of the things. I feel that you are having some list of questions. You are constantly
from morning onwards, whenever I think is that thing I want to ask anybody, I have listed a paper, 2 papers of questions I have listed, brother. Most
really
of things
good.
you have answered.
Okay, that's really great. Because the pattern of your questions were really straightforward. There is nothing like there is no dilemma in asking your questions. So I thought that it would be really.
Yes, brother. I was thinking to ask somebody who got Air 1, Air 2. I think, brother, there are a lot of doubts for me running into my mind. Why? Because I was not even preparing for campus placements also. Even my father, we are very financially backward. And my aim is to get into IISc, brother.
Okay.
That's what I was very planned, and I was very strict that I should, important that I should get into IISc.
Yes. That's really great. Like, see, whenever you are aiming something big, so think of aim for really great. So that's really like appreciable. I'll appreciate that, because aspiration you are having right now, it is really great. Like I was having same sort of enthusiasm when I started my engineering itself from the very first year. But eventually, as I have already discussed, like in your third year or fourth year, you may realize something even great. Maybe you may feel that considering your peer members or those all your friends, that they are really doing really great in other aspects as well. Like they are participating in competitive programming or in contest or in hackathons, like Smart India Hackathon or other hackathons. So you may feel that you should also participate into these
Yes, brother.
things.
Many times I felt that if I was one among them, or if I stop preparation, I may get into them also, brother.
Yes.
But many times I stupidly left out that college for there, and I went to my home, brother.
Yeah.
Sadly.
That is what I'm saying now, because I can completely relate whatever you are what sort of questions you are framing right now, because I was having same thing. I sent a particular mail right after like appearing I got admission in one of my like colleges, this Mumbai Institute College. I sent this particular mail. I framed a mail to Ravin sir and then sent it to them, and then they got like I got reply from their end. So it was very specific. I was very, like I can say, very much determined from the very first year only.